All right, here we go. Back to the series. Okay, part one, it was about a new race of beings being birthed within the human race. Part two, we did the same thing. I showed you a Maserati commercial that had absolutely nothing to do with Maserati. Showed you a Scion commercial that had absolutely nothing to do with the Scion. But they both had something in common, a new race of beings being birthed within the human race. They all had ties to the Bible. Each commercial had ties or connections to biblical passages. And sheep being eaten and new races of beings eating those sheep. I mean, absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with selling a car. I mean, none. So, part four in the series, what is everything all about? What's life about? What is this earth about? What is the whole mystery of your existence about? I told you I'm going to ask you every time, what's this all about? I was going to start with a question. It's about another race of beings being birthed within the human race. And there's a spirit that is running all of humanity. It's the prince of the power of the air. And until you're born again, you have the spirit of the devil, of a fallen angel. Everyone does, every single person. And you are not, until you're converted from what? From being a child of the devil unto being adopted, which the Bible says, now you have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. Because you had a different parent. Satan was your dad. Okay, so when you get adopted, that means you had a different parent, different parents. So if you have to be adopted into God's family, what does that tell you? Whereby we have now received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry out, Abba, A-B /B-A, Abba, Father. Okay, the whole thing's about another race of beings being birthed within the human race. Let me show you something really interesting. I went to go to this commercial, which is so definitive. It's so easy to see what's going on in this commercial. I went to it, but it was gone, and I'm just going to click on it. It says this video is private. Okay, now, even though, you've seen the screen that was just before, y'all know what the drill is. You're going to close your eyes, you're going to listen to this, and you're going to, regardless of whether or not you saw the header for a commercial or not, you're just going to close your eyes and you're going to listen to the narrative. And tell me, are they selling anything? What are they selling? What is this commercial selling? What is the narrative if you just close your eyes and listen? Well, I happen to find a copy of that commercial, and we're going to listen to it. And I want you guys to listen. Just close your eyes, and we'll count backwards. Doesn't matter that you've seen the screen, because you know how we're doing things. Just close your eyes and tell me, what in the world could they possibly be selling in this commercial?
It's time for a change. A new plan needs a new boss. It's time for something more surprising, more British, more Jaguar. We've already created a beast. Now it's time for a new animal with the same potent DNA, but even more ruthlessly efficient. Unleash the cats.
Introducing the new generation. I stopped it there on purpose. Okay. Now this commercial that I just played for you, it's really interesting. The other one's gone. It's private, which means Jaguar made it private. Why would they do that? I'll tell you what, I broke it down a while back. And it's so ridiculously obvious when you break this down what it's about. It has nothing to do with selling a car. It's a new generation of, well, let's look at the type of Jaguar. Watch. Let's see. Let's look at the type.
Introducing the new generation of Jaguar.
Let me see if I can find it on the back of the car. There we go. Let's enlarge this. You see that right there? You see the XE right there? Okay, well, it's a right side up, upside down paradigm, split in half, mirror reflection. X chromosome. Well, do y'all know what XE stands for? Y'all know what XE stands for. This is the new generation of Jaguar. Listen.
Introducing the new generation.
Okay, the new generation. But what was the image they showed you right before those words came up on the screen? Listen. So, what is in your field of view? XE. And this is what the new generation is. Listen.
Introducing the new generation.
The new generation is the Jaguar XE. Let me show you what XE means. XE, meaning of, well, let me go back here. Meaning of XE, right there in Google. I'm not making this up. Do it yourself. Type it into Google. XE, meaning of xenophobia, xenophobe, xeno. Let's look up the meaning of xeno. Relating to a foreigner or foreigners of a different origin, xenographed. Wow. Also means alien. A strange, foreign, stranger, foreigner. Greek, xeno, a guest, stranger, foreigner. Xenophobia is fear of aliens. Let's just look. Xenophobia. Intense or irrational, just like a fear of other countries or foreigners or aliens. Meaning of XE. Let's see, let me go back here. So when you look up XE, and once again, I'll type it in to Google. There it is. Look what comes up. Xenophobia, XE. If you know your acronyms, XE is alien. That's what it is, foreigner, alien. Okay, so now let's go through and let's break this thing down. First, I want to show you some images before we break it down, and I want to give you some definitions. The main actor is Tom Hiddleston. He happens to play Loki in a movie called The Avengers. Loki is a manifestation of the devil. He's got two big horns, and he's a real bad guy that wants to destroy the human race. So the same actor that played the devil, Loki, is the guy that's playing in this commercial. Let's look at some other stuff. The other actor that's in this commercial, I forget this guy's name. This guy right here, the other actor, it just so happens he plays in a movie called The X-Men. He plays a guy called the Beast. So this guy right here is the Beast. Does it remind you of anything biblically? The Beast. And we're going to listen to that narrative again, so pay attention. Okay, now I want to show you a few other still images because I want you to see when it happens. You'll see this image. I'll try and freeze frame it. It's going to be difficult because I really had to isolate this. This is a scene from the commercial where the emblem goes flying onto the car, and they said, we've already created a beast. It's time for a whole new animal with the same potent DNA. And then all of a sudden this frame, the body flies off the car, and a new body flies on the car, and the logo right here in the foreground, this logo, the Jaguar, it goes flying on and it spins upside down and then goes on the car. Let me give you a freeze frame of it. Everything is significant. I'll prove it. There we go. Okay, there it is. There's the logo. It's upside down. See it attaching? And look when it attaches. It almost looks like a skull, but, you know, even though it's a Jaguar emblem, but look, there it is upside down. right before it attaches right there to the hood. I'm showing you this now before I play the commercial. That way when you see the commercial, you will see all these nuances and little things right in front of your face. Now, one of the most compelling things in the entire commercial is this image right here. Okay, this image right here is an eye, and it's right under a triangle that's made by the shadow of a chain link fence. And this image pops up at the very moment they say, we have created a whole new animal using the same potent DNA. And right as they say the same potent DNA, this is the image you see, because this is the DNA that they're using, the all-seeing eye. I told you, what's everything about? It's about a new race of beings being birthed within the human race. And this commercial is all about that too. If you listen to the narrative, you cannot tell me it's for a car. There's no way. No. And so now let's look at, it's time for a new boss. And a new boss, it's time for a new plan. And a new plan requires a new boss. Okay, well, here's a picture of Obama, and I'm going to show you this later in another commercial. You know, like the boss. But when Tom Hiddleston is sitting in his office per se, he's handing a jaguar, a black jaguar, Black Panther, handing him his bow tie, and his bow tie is like the shape of an hourglass, like time's up. So I'm going to show all these things to you right now. You already heard the narrative. There's nothing about the narrative that has anything to do with the car. Now I'm going to show it to you using another version of the commercial. Let's see. See, they made this private. They made it private. But someone had copied it, and so I got it from Jaguar Africa now because that's where I had to hunt it down. But now let's listen to this, and I want to show you a couple other images. When he says, we've already created a beast, I want you to look over here at the chemical formula when he's talking about the beast. You see right here it says OH. That's what's on the screen behind this guy. You see OH. One's up, one's down. One's that's reversed. You see? It's like one's up, one's down. Now watch, let me show you something. When you know, oxygen and hydrogen are two of the elements on the periodic table. But when you type in this, let me show you what it says. The element of surprise, OH. The element of surprise, alarmos. By the way, the number 231 is significant. This whole commercial starts out with, it's time for a new plan. A new plan requires a new boss. Something more British. Something more surprising. That's what he says. And look what OH is. If you go and you look at the video, we'll see OH on the screen, the element of surprise. The number 231, I believe, is plutonium. So let me continue back because there's a lot of info here. So let me just go back and, okay, now, let's see. I just want to make sure I have all my stuff. Oh, the number 231, right, is the Sefer Yetzirah. Do y'all know what the Sefer Yetzirah is? It's the Kabbalistic book of creation. Let me show you an image for it. Right there. That's the Sefer Yetzirah. The Kabbalistic book of creation. And look what it is. It's the all-seeing eye. See it? Here's the people. You know, there's the eyeball itself. I mean, that's just unbelievable. Everything in this thing relates to something. So let me shut that. And let's go over the commercial now. And we'll just stop at every point during the commercial. This has nothing to do with the car. This has everything to do with an alien race taking over the human race. So let's watch it, and I'll stop it as we go. Here we go.
It's time for a change.
Let me try and increase the volume. Let me go back.
It's time for a change.
Didn't Obama come in on a platform that was change? Obama, it's time for a change. Change has finally come to America. Isn't that what Obama said? Isn't that what his whole platform was? You know what? I just want you to see it. I mean, I'm just going to take my time and give you all the information. I'm going to do Google Images, Obama, change. It's time for a change. It's time for a new plan. Okay, so there we go. Change. The sun rising over the place of its setting. This is right out of the Quran. His logo is an image of the sun, the letter O for his name, rising over the stripes of the American flag. That's what this is. See it? The sun rising over the place of its setting. That's right out of the Quran. It's the coming of the Mahdi will be preceded by the sun rising over the place of its setting. See the stripes of the west? Because we're called the West. The sun rising over the west. Get it? I mean, this is just ridiculous at this point. It's just so ridiculous. So here we go again.
It's time for a change. A new plan needs...
It's a surveillance state. This is in the shape of an hourglass.
a new boss. It's time for something more surprising.
It's time for something more surprising. Let's see. OH, the element of surprise. That's what's in this commercial. Something more surprising.
More British. More Jaguar.
Okay, I just want to show you because y'all are probably going, well, that's not the audio I heard. It's the same commercial. I just found it in this audio.
It's time for a change. A new plan needs a new boss. It's time for something more surprising. More British. More Jaguar.
Okay, just so you understand, I'm not doing anything. I'm just showing you different versions of the commercial. The one I played at first that has a deeper voice, and it sounds, obviously, you get a whole different feel for it when you hear it in that voice. Okay, let's keep going.
It's time for something more surprising, more British, more Jaguar. We've already created a beast.
Okay, so this guy says, we've already created a beast. And who is that guy? That guy just happens to be the Beast from X-Men. Oh, wow, that's convenient, isn't it? Okay, we've already created a beast. Same guy that plays the Beast. Okay, so now, let's see.
Now it's time.
Okay, there was that chemical formula right there. See, OH, OH, and we'll go here, OH. The element of surprise, okay? So this is all cryptic, right in your face. One right side up, one upside down.
Time for a new animal.
It's time for a new animal. Now, colors are symbolic. White, that's something that was pure, has been destroyed. See him destroying it? It's time for a whole new animal. And then boom, this one's gone, and let's see what happens next.
With the same potent DNA.
With the same potent DNA. Look at what comes on the screen right when they say the same potent DNA. Oh my gosh, the all-seeing eye, the same potent DNA. I told you, this whole thing is about another race of beings being birthed within the human race. And when you can see that there's a spirit that produces all these commercials using humans as puppets, then you're fully awake. Arise, O sleeper, wake up from the dead, and Christ will give you light. Because till you're born again, you're dead. You're dead in your sins. You haven't been born again. Okay, here we go. Same potent DNA. Look right there. Let's prove it.
With the same potent DNA that he...
Sorry, I had to grab that call. So the same potent DNA, and it's the all-seeing eye.
With the same potent DNA that he... No more ruthlessly efficient.
But with the same potent DNA, but more ruthlessly efficient. Wow. Let me go to a scripture that reminds me of right now. Okay. I'm going to go to a scripture because they're going to, remember the right side up, upside down paradigm. That's everything. When you know that, you've been set free. Now let me show you. Let me show you Isaiah 29. Watch this. This will blow your mind. More ruthlessly efficient. Watch. Okay. Now, here's what the marvelous work and the wonder is going to be. The Lord's going to turn everything upside down and show you the truth. Watch. Okay, so, therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder, for the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. They won't get this. So, if you're one of them, you'll never understand this. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us, and who knoweth us? And the reason is because they're hiding behind human skin. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. God's a potter, we're the clay. If you turn things upside down, you're esteemed as that which belongs to God. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? And then it says, is it not yet a very little while, and Lebanon shall be turned into a fruitful field, and the fruitful field shall be esteemed as a forest. And in that day the deaf shall hear the words of that's actually scroll, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of the obscurity and the darkness. The meek shall increase their joy in the Lord, and the poor among men shall rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. For the terrible one, that's Satan, is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all those that watch for iniquity are cut off. And here it goes. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, geez, hang on one sec. And the ruthless will disappear. Where did it go? The terrible one is brought to naught. I'm sorry, guys. Hang on. Give me 1 second because it should be right here. So just give me a moment. Let me just do a Google search. The ruthless will disappear. The mockers. The ruthless. The ruthless will disappear. Isaiah 29:20. There, yeah, it should be right there. I was right. The ruthless will vanish. The mockers will disappear. Let me go back to Isaiah 29, verse 20. Okay, what? Oh, I know what it is. It's a different version. For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all they that watch for iniquity are cut off. Let me go back to Isaiah in a different. The ruthless, there it is. The ruthless will vanish. The mockers will disappear. Okay, that's the NIV version. I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to convert this to NIV because it's how I remember that. That's the way I was led to this right now. I just remembered it. So we'll just do a quick conversion and we'll go down here because this is what they're talking about right here. They're talking about more ruthlessly efficient in the commercial. Here it was. Once more the humble will rejoice in the Lord, the needy will rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. The ruthless will vanish. There it is. The mockers will disappear. And all who have, look at this, an eye for evil. All those who have an eye for evil will be cut down. Let's see. Let's look at that. Eye for evil.
Unleash the
Let's go back.
beast. Now it's time for a new animal with the same potent DNA.
There it is. There's that eye for evil. All those who have an eye for evil with the same potent DNA. Do you get it? This is all about a new race of beings. It has nothing to do with the card. Nothing. Zero. Nothing. This is a vehicle of distribution for a race of beings promulgating their plan just right in your face. That's all there is. Same potent DNA. There it is. Now, let's go back and listen one more time. We're just going to keep going over this.
British Jaguar. We've already created a beast. Now it's time for a new animal with the same potent DNA, but even more ruthlessly efficient. Unleash the cats.
Okay, so now he says unleash the cats. Do y'all know what cats are? Y'all know what a cat stands for? It's an acronym. Let me show you what a cat is. Okay. Okay. Here's what a CAT is. CATS, Combined Aerial Target Systems. Unleash the cats. By the way, it's a British military term. UK Armed Forces Commentary. Combined Aerial Target System Service. CATS, right there. There it is. Unleash the cats. Combined Aerial Target Service. So he says, unleash the cats. So the new master stands up and he says, unleash the cats.
Yes, right away.
Okay, so now here's a global map. Here's a guy implementing the plan of the new master, the beast. He puts his hand on it to initiate the process right there. And then look, everything's in the shape of a triangle. See it? Fighter squadron. Anyway, see the right side up, upside down mirror reflection on this? This is very significant. And then look in the background. What's being released? Nukes. See the launch? Right behind him. See the launch? Watch. Right here. Look at the map. It's a launch. Release the cats. Combined Aerial Target Systems. There it is. That's what they're going to do. Look at that. Those are like missiles going out of a submarine or out of silos. Look.
Go on like the ones they want. Go on. Go forth and rule the roads. Yes, it is good to be back.
XZ right there, Jaguar, the new generation. I mean, really? Really, really. See what I mean? It's redundant. I mean, I can do this all day long. I can do this all day long with movies, commercials. I mean, did you see the sausage party thing I showed you? The trailer for the sausage party? Absolute filth with Seth Rogen. Those guys are just filth. I mean, I'm sorry, God have mercy on them. But they are just lascivious, filthy-minded people. And sausage party, I mean, it's the same thing. We are food for these guys. So, anyway, there it is. I've shown it to you again. They tried to make this one private. I'd already decrypted it. It's not accessible anymore. I'll prove it. There it is right there. Wait.
It's time for...
Wrong one. This is the wrong show notes. There we go. Right here, watch. It's going to be unaccessible. Oh, come on, man.
It's time for a change. A new plan.
Let me see what's going on. XE, British villains. It's actually maybe just a different screen. I'd like to figure it out real quick. Oh, here we go. There it is. This is it. This is the one. There it is. Proved it. See? I took it down. Different screen. This one right here, which is the one that has the eye with the triangle. They made this one private. Yep. Anyway, so I had to hunt it down through another location. And that's the one I kept pressing. So anyway, so there it is. Once again, this is not a commercial for a car. This is a commercial for a new race of beans. A new generation. Let's see. Very quickly. Let me drop some windows out. Let's see. There we go. Watch this. The new generation. Let's just watch it all the way through.
It's time for a change. A new plan needs a new boss. It's time for something that's policy. British, the Jaguar. We've already created a beast. Now it's time for a new animal with the same potent DNA, but even more ruthlessly efficient. Unleash the cats.
The new generation. What's it in front of? Look at this. That is called the Twin Tower Bridge in London. Get it? Twins. Twin DNAs. 1, 2. Told you. Anyway, more of the same. So what do all these commercials have in common? What is Little Deviants? A darker force rides into town, unleashing demon brothers. The sheeple are compliant and make for fine ingredients. I mean, what are you kidding? I mean, what about the little girl? Maserati. We quietly walk out of the shadows, walk out of the darkness, and strike. I mean, whatever. I mean, what does any of that... What does this have to do with cars? And especially XZ. XZ, meaning of XZ. What is meaning of XZ? Xenophobia, fear of aliens, fear of strangers. Yeah, foreigners, aliens. XZ, the new generation of Jaguar, XZ. Whatever. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There you go, guys. Part 4. Done.